So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show you how to do some basic operations with complex numbers. And the beauty of complex numbers is they operate very similar to your basic algebra. So you group like terms, you multiply things out the same way, and you can even rationalize them very similar. So let's say we've got three complex numbers, a equals 3 plus I, b equals 4 minus 2i, and c equals minus 1 plus 2i. Let's add a and b together. So a is 3 plus I. I'm going to add to that 4 minus 2i. So what we do is we group together like terms. So the real parts we can put together. So 3 plus 4 is 7, and the I minus 2i is minus I, and that's your answer. Let's multiply 2 together. Let's do a times c. So if we start with 3 plus I, put it in brackets, and we're multiplying that by minus 1 plus 2i. Now if you expand this out, this is what you'll get. So we have minus 3 plus 6i minus I plus 2i squared. Now we group these two together because they're both i's, we get a 5i. Now this part here, remember I squared by definition is equal to minus 1. So that becomes minus 3 plus 5i plus 2 times minus 1 is minus 2. Group them together, you get minus 5 plus 5i. Usually the real part is written first, the imaginary part second. Okay, so let's have a go at a division. Let's do a divided by b. So we get 3 plus I over 4 minus 2i. Now what we want to do is we want to make this a real number. And the way we make it a real number is we multiply it by its conjugate over the conjugate. Now remember, the conjugate is you change the sign of the second part, because then you have the difference of two squares, and you'll see what happens when we do this. Now this is what we get when we multiply that through. Multiplying the top through, we get 12 plus 6i plus 4i plus 2i squared, and on the bottom it's the difference of two squares. Square the first, square the last, put a minus in between. Now when we group these two together we get 10i. We also notice we've got an I squared and an I squared. Now I squared is minus 1, so it becomes 12 minus 2 equals 10 plus 10i. We've got a factor of 10 there that might be useful later. And the bottom becomes 16 minus 4. Now that I squared is a minus 1, so that actually becomes 16 plus 4, which is 20. Now the factor of 10 can cancel through, so you end up with 1 plus I all over 2. You can write that as a half plus I on 2, but that's a perfectly good answer. Well done. Good luck.